What do fireworks and textbooks have in common? Find out today on Montgomery County Now.
Welcome to Montgomery County Now, made of something stronger. The podcast that brings you the latest news, interviews, and a glimpse into the future with Sheriff Jeff Smith. Get ready to dive into the heart of Montgomery County and discover what makes it truly special. From community updates to thought-provoking conversations, this podcast is your window into the pulse of our county. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and join us on this captivating journey with Sheriff Jeff Smith.
Wow, June 30th, 2025, the last day of June, folks. Can you believe it? Welcome back to the show. It's been a while, but let me explain why it's been a while. We've been doing some in-depth video shows, as you can see from the Dygert Farms one release, and we got a super exciting one coming up today for you, where we toured and talked to the President Trunkenmiller from FMCC and Fulton-Montgomery Community College. Wait till you see it, folks. It's great. It's an outstanding preview and an outstanding showcase of what we have right here in our backyard. Let's follow our normal show procedure, though, and get right to what's been going on here at the Sheriff's Office since we've talked last. There's a ton going on, an absolute ton. You know, we had our first official heat wave. For a while, it's rained every day, right? Every weekend, and then the weather's been awful around here. And then we had some really hot weather last week recently, and thankfully we made out very well. We did have a few EMS calls related to the heat, but super proud of everyone for getting through that stretch of dangerous heat and humidity. Thanks for checking on your neighbors and your seniors and your pets and your children and doing the right thing. We've had a ton of motor vehicle accidents here in the county, and it's unfortunately been directly related to people violating the vehicle and traffic law. You know, we say it every time on our show to slow down, take your time, pay attention to detail when you're driving a motor vehicle. Thankfully, we didn't have any serious injuries, but boy, oh boy, we had some serious accidents where the potential was certainly there. And we had a truck come off the New York State Thruway and go through a house in the village of Fultonville. We had a tractor trailer hit a vehicle up in the town of Charleston and dumped 38 tons of lime across the highway when that flipped over, and a lot of man hours involved in investigating those. And thankfully, people that were injured will be okay. It's just a long road ahead for them. We had a house explosion out in the town of Minden, right at the town of Minden, town of Canajoharie line. So that's something that we're very thankful that that individual is still alive and doing better in the hospital, but suffered severe and major burns from a propane tank and trying to light a pilot light. So be careful out there, folks, if you're doing work on your own homes, and make sure you're taking the necessary precautions to be safe. We've had a lot of training going on here at the office. One of our investigators, Cody Fabian, just graduated from the FBI crisis negotiation class, which is very, very important. I'm also a crisis negotiator, so now we have two. That's something that we hope we never need. We've been doing CPR training for all of our dispatchers and deputies, making sure that they stay certified so that they can provide necessary care, both on the phone when you call 911 and to people out in the public. We've been training with our Marine unit, and we're putting patrols out on the river. We've been receiving a lot of complaints this year about boat traffic on the river, traveling at high rates of speed, causing damage to docks and other boats in the marinas and areas where they're parked along the river edge. So we just want to get that message out. We've shared social media posts about that there is a speed limit on the river, 5 mile an hour, no wake zones, 10 miles an hour. So pay attention to that and please obey it as you're traveling through our county. Our grant work has been through the roof. We've been processing grants, buying equipment with grants, obtaining grants. You know, that's good to each and every one of us. Yes, grants are taxpayer money, but you know what? At least we're getting it back here. And we're proud of that, and hopefully you're proud of that. We just released 2 supervisor Tahoes for the patrol division, and they are 100% covered with grants with 0 local match funds. And without those grants, we wouldn't have that equipment or have that ability. Graduation and prom season, certainly we made it through that without any major incidents or major catastrophes. We're thankful for that. Now it's graduation party time. So please enjoy responsibly, be intelligent, be smart. Remember, no drinking and driving, always find a way home. No underage drinking. Don't supply alcohol to kids because you feel like they've graduated high school now, where it could cause more problems and more issues for everybody involved. Met a beautiful and intelligent young lady named Kyla. Kyla's care packages from Canajoharie. She came and she dropped off packages that she raises money for and creates these packages to give to homeless people or people who've had a bad incident in their life and they need a little pick-me-up. There's some food in it, some hygiene items, just some items to help them get through a rough time or a rough patch that they're having. And we were able to support her financially a little bit and also put some of those packages in our patrol car so that we can help spread that nice gesture, nice message to people in a time of need. Many, many details throughout our county. We're always doing things out in the public, safe child IDs and displaying equipment and partnering with different agencies throughout the county when they have their events. So we've been doing as many as we can, and there's many more to come. The summer is always busy here in Montgomery County, and I'm sure we'll run into each other at some point in time. And all of those things that we talked about, again, have nothing to do with the calls for service and the investigations and the arrests. And, we continue to make arrests for retail thefts, and we continue to make arrests for welfare fraud, and we continue to make arrests through investigations and unfortunate incidents like domestic disputes, things like that. So we just wish people would realize that, we're here to do our job, and we want everyone to obey the rules and make society a better place for all of us. But we have been extremely busy. We will continue to be extremely busy, and we look forward to partnering with you in any way that we can. Fulton-Montgomery County Community College, FMCC. What a gem it is here in our county. Join me with President Truckenmiller taking a tour and really seeing what we have here and how valuable it can be to our futures.
President Truckenmiller, thanks for having us here today on Montgomery County Now. Folks, we are at FMCC College, and what a pleasure it is of mine to be here. President, I got to tell you, every time I come on campus, it reminds me of my high school days when we used to do field trips to your library for research projects. And, if you knew me back in my high school days, I didn't do too much research. So it was always an honor and a privilege to come here. But now, and throughout my career, partnering with the college and certainly working with you each and every day, it is a real pleasure. So thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. And you hit on a key word there when you talk about partnerships, because that's one of the key things. It's one of the 4 pillars that we really have here at the college, is partnering with, whether it's agencies like Montgomery County Sheriff's Department or local school districts or other colleges in the area. It's absolutely critical for an institution of our size that has a comprehensive mission. We have to be all things to all people, and you're very familiar with that. And we have limited resources, so partnering is the way that we get that done. And we're very appreciative of the partnership we have with you and the Sheriff's Department. But along with that, our other 3 pillars that we are focused on are obviously quality education. That's key, and the size of our institution allows us to really focus on that. Affordability is paramount and very, very important for our local area. And you were talking to me earlier about how cheap it is to get an associate's degree here.
Yeah.
For less than really $15,000, you can get an associate's degree. And with the programs that are out there now, many of our community members can get a degree for almost free. And if you happen to be between the ages of 25 and 55 and choose the right program with the SUNY Reconnect program, it is free. It's not just free tuition, it's free books, it's free cost of living pieces that go along with it.
Is awesome.
And so that's another fantastic part of
business calls. It never ends for the president. I'm going to tell you, I can imagine. But folks, if you have driven past FMCC, which is in Montgomery County, and I have to note that because I compete with the sheriff to the north of me all the time, but we're proud to have you in Montgomery County. And you've never stopped in here and you've never seen the campus, stop in, check in properly, and take a tour and know what you have here. It's a true gem. You talk about the quality of education. I've worked with your criminal justice program for years as part of the advisory council, and I've seen the programs on campus and what you do here. The buildings are professional, your staff is professional, the education is quality, and economic is an understatement. I mean, for a local family here that's, struggling financially or not making a ton of money because of the area we live in, to have a student get their associate's degree for less than 15 grand when many colleges and campuses are $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a semester, not a year, a semester. So it's a great value and something that I wish our local kids would even take more advantage of.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I mean, one of the things that I think is really important is if you've never been to campus before, come out and visit. We hear this all the time, that they didn't realize what a beautiful campus it is. They didn't realize everything that we have to offer. And if you haven't been here since you were in high school, we've changed a lot. So the campus, while the main campus is still the same, we've added facilities, we've improved our facilities, and everyone who comes here is impressed with what we have. And we're proud to showcase it.
You know what's great about today, President, is we're going to give everybody out there watching a bird's eye view of the college, because we're going to take a tour and talk about the different programs and things you got going on here. So let's get right to that, and thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. Additions to the college. We've had a bookstore, forever, but we were able to bring it up out of the basement and really create a great space.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, that provides, not only merchandise for the college, but also their school supplies and their textbooks and so on.
I see technologies incorporated in. Yeah.
Computers here. Really anything you need to put this here. Oh, Sheriff, I want to introduce you to one of our students. Hi, Dallas.
Hi.
I want to introduce you to Sheriff Jeff Smith.
Hi, Dallas. I'm Jeff. How are you? We're doing a little podcast here. The president and I are just taking a tour around the campus. Are you from around here? Local?
I'm from Gloversville.
Oh, excellent. Do you, what kind of program are you in here at the school?
I'm in the nursing program here at the
yeah. Very important. We need nurses. I hate to tell you, but unfortunately, sometimes we cross paths with the criminal justice system, but it's good to have people in the nursing program. You enjoying it?
So I'm from Gloversville. I looked at FMCC and I also looked at HBCC out in Troy. And the price you just can't beat with FM. The nursing program is great, and the campus is beautiful.
What do you love most about attending school here? Because we're also trying to educate the public on what a gem we have here at FMCC and the job that President Truckenmiller and the staff here do, and the programs and the ability to use the campus as your own, and the library and the amphitheater and all that stuff. Can you tell me about it a little?
I'm local, so I'm from Gloversville, but I was recently living out in Albany for like 4 years, and I actually graduated from the school out in Albany, but it's much cheaper to come here. I like the class sizes a lot more. It's a lot smaller. I'm not very good at performing in in the lecture scenarios with huge lecture halls, but I like here how it's a smaller classroom.
Dallas, you mentioned that, and I believe, President, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a 10-to-1 ratio, students to staff, which is phenomenal. I mean,
definitely tell.
Yeah.
I had a lot more help here than I was able to get in my other school.
A lot more personal. A lot better situation where you can feel comfortable amongst your peers, asking questions, not that pressure of these monster classes. I've heard some schools that are very large, you even have to sit in different classrooms and watch a television to receive the instruction. So that's good to hear, good to know. Excellent point. Well, thank you very much for joining us. President, you should be proud. We met a student here shopping, hopefully spending lots of money supporting the college, and and a future nurse. Hopefully I don't see you in that capacity, which means I'm in need for some medical care. I love the clock tower too. I mean, that's a staple of right in the heart of the campus. Something that can be seen from every one of your buildings as you're walking. Hi, how are you? My name's Jeff. Hi, Shaiza, how are you? Shai, it's a pleasure meeting you here. What a great spot you got out here sitting under this tree. It's awesome.
It's nice to meet you too.
I think President Truckenmiller put these chairs purposely around here for shade in these hot afternoons.
Yeah.
But You're a student here, yeah?
I am.
And what program are you in, Chad?
I'm in the house science program.
And you enjoying it, obviously?
I am.
I can tell by the smile on your face when you talk about it.
It's a lot, especially with like the anatomy classes, but it's fun.
Are you local? I mean, how did you know about FM? Did you always want to go to FM, or tell me a little about your history coming here?
I am local. I graduated from Glarsville last year. We actually had a lot of advisors come to our school, and we had a presentation that we watched. So we kind of learned more about FM and the programs they had to offer.
Awesome. I mean, the campus is beautiful.
It is.
Really is. And, you know, we talked about, the president and I have talked about how it's affordable and the partnerships with the community and the quality of education and the student ratio of 10 to 1. We just talked to another student we met in the library. I know they have a 2+2 program where you transfer out, or are you just going to get your associates and then hit the job market?
I'm going to get my associates and then go to a 4-year. I want to major in athletic training, so I'm still figuring out where I want to go.
Excellent. See, now you might be able to keep me from pulling hamstrings and stuff. You know, I used to be an athlete.
I'm an athlete myself. I'm actually a part of the girls' basketball team here.
Oh, very nice.
So it's actually kind of something close to home for me because I want to work with athletes. So.
Well, Shai, thank you for taking a few minutes with us. Appreciate it very much that we bothered you sitting here relaxing. But it means the world, and it shows the other students in school in our communities how important it is to come out and give FM a shot, and then you won't regret it. So.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
So this is really the crown jewel of the college. This is our recently renovated and fitted out cybersecurity lab. We worked with IBM, we worked with Amazon Web Services on creating this laboratory environment. It allows our students to do real-time exercises and live fire exercises. And, you know, part of the advantage of working with IBM is they package up events that have happened within the last, month, and sometimes even sooner, and it allows our students to have access to what's really happening now and have that hands-on, real-world experience. And
President, what's this about with you, Albany?
so, Sheriff, we have over 20 programs that students are eligible to do dual admission with the University of Albany. What that means is when they apply here at FMCC and they're accepted into one of those programs, they also are admitted into Albany. It gives them privileges like a library card, and allows them to go to athletic events and purchase athletic tickets from Albany as an Albany student.
I can tell you enjoy working here and you love your job. So just take a minute to tell me about FM and your perception of things and how happy you are to be here, and the students and the staff that you work with.
Sure. So I'm very fortunate in that I have a background in education at all levels. And I chose to be here because this is an atmosphere that really, really nurtures and nourishes students of all ages. They want their time to be well spent and their money to be well spent.
Yeah.
And we are very sensitive to that. So we're going to make sure that this is a positive experience for them and a productive experience for them. We happen to have a wonderful community college located within these two counties. It's a beautiful little campus with things like a garden, a daycare, a food pantry. We surround our students with things that many college atmospheres do not provide. Our professors go way beyond what is called upon them in the classroom to make sure that students succeed in all our wide range of majors.
Hey, Deputy Capice, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Good to see you.
Yes, you too, Sheriff.
So, everybody out there watching and listening, Deputy Capice is a full-time SRO at the FMCC College. President Trumpet-Miller reached out to me a couple years ago, and we were able to work out a relationship, and she's here every day, full-time, keeping students, staff safe, and doing everything she can to have a nice, quality, safe community, right?
One of the things we're very proud of is the fact that Davita is also an alum.
Excellent. Yes, that's right. So how about that, folks? Davita Capice is a FMCC alum, graduate of the college, and now she's working here full-time, and that's what we're talking about today. Give it a shot. Give it a try. Come up and visit the college, and you won't regret it.
two major events coming up. Obviously, is the 4th of July weekend's coming up. We want people to enjoy responsibly and safely. We talked about fireworks and firecrackers and the ability to purchase those things now, because there is a certain period that they are legal. Respect your neighbors, respect the people that you're around. Certainly our veterans that are suffering from PTSD, certainly animals and pets that don't do well around fireworks. Be courteous and do the right thing. Use all the safety that you possibly can if you're going to be around these things. We don't want any injuries or increased EMS calls because of it. And just enjoy the holiday. It's a great summer holiday. It's something where people want to get outside and they want to barbecue and have family over and have parties and, do it responsibly, do it intelligently, and have a great time and enjoy it. And then the second one is certainly Youth Day. Youth Day is coming up on July 8th, and that's at the Annex building on Park Street in the Village of Fonda Field. It's a great event. Brenda Rava does a phenomenal job as our youth bureau director. There's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 kids from across the county that come, and there's all sorts of educational items and displays and demonstrations and safe child IDs and bounce houses, and just a great time for kids to come. It's open, it's free, it's open to everyone. Feel free to stop by and check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's usually one of the hottest days of the year, so let's hope for good weather and something that we can all get together and enjoy. As we end the show, folks, we always talk about take care of one another, leave early, slow down when you're driving, call 853-5500 for any of your needs, 911 for emergencies. We look forward to partnering with you and seeing you out in the county and out in the community, and we thank you for everything that you do. Be respectful, and we'll be talking to you soon. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to Montgomery County Now, made of something stronger. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights from our interview and updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay connected with Sheriff Jeff Smith and never miss an episode. Join us next time as we continue to explore the stories, people, and events that shape Montgomery County. Until then, remember, we are made of something stronger.